Hi, I'm Krystal Mazzola, and I help people have healthy relationships with themselves and others. In today's video, I want to address a common topic that I hear about as a relationship therapist, which is that it's common to hate dating, but to still want that long-term healthy relationship. And first of all, I just want to say, if you relate, I completely understand. I actually don't know of anyone who completely loves the initial dating process, especially if you're meeting through an app. After all, we're showing up hopeful that we're going to be a match, but we don't know, and we're going to have to go through that initial awkward stage of not knowing if we have chemistry, not knowing where it's going to lead, and going through that boring process of having small talk to get to the juicy bits as we get to know someone better. And so, again, if you hate dating, I completely get it. At the same time, it's important to start to look at dating in a new way, because the reality is we must date, we must go on dates to find that person that we're going to have a healthy long-term relationship with. We can't have that long-term relationship where we feel really satisfied and connected with someone without the initial process of getting to know them or dating. Therefore, I propose that we look at dating as an assessment process in the beginning stages. Especially for the first 3 to 5 dates, I'd encourage you to think about your dates being assessments. What I mean by that is, in those initial stages, those first 3 to 5 dates, you really don't know where it's going to lead. You don't know if the other person and you have similar values or life interests or visions for the future, such as maybe having kids or where you want to live. And all of those things are really important to discover to lay the foundation for a healthy long-term relationship. After all, if someone wants to have kids and you don't, or vice versa, no matter how much you are attracted to one another, how much you like one another's company, it's probably not going to be a healthy long-term relationship for one or both of you, because your visions for the future are just so different. And when we're dating from an assessment place, we understand that this is going to happen, that most people we go on dates with are not going to be aligned in the right way for us to be satisfied long-term mutually. And there's no shame in that. There's no problem in that. When we're dating from a different place, perhaps we're looking at it through the lens, do we like one another? Is he or she attracted to me? What's our sexual connection like, for example? But in this new way of dating, we're really seeing, are we aligned to have a healthy, satisfying relationship? And when you date from this place, you get to eliminate the sense that you're settling in the future, or that you're really not aligned for one another, just feeling that kind of misery. And I don't know if you've ever been in a relationship with someone where you knew deep down you didn't see things in a way that was aligned for a satisfying future together. And there is a sense of anxiety or even depression that goes alongside that. So to prevent all that, it's important to go on dates with a new tool. To go on dates from this place of assessment, one of the best tools available is to really identify and know your non-negotiable needs. There are lots of things that we want in a partner. These are preferences, maybe like height or hair color or job, but maybe they're not deal breakers. There's things that you would prefer, but they're not a deal breaker. Whereas if you're being honest with yourself, you have deal breakers that deep down in your heart, they're not going to be able to satisfy you long term if they don't meet a couple non-negotiable needs. Well, really a few. So these non-negotiable needs are these things that no matter how much you want to deny them or pretend that they're not there, they are true for you as to what you need in a partner to feel satisfied long term. These are really authentic to you. So it's important to not judge them, because what your non-negotiable needs are probably going to be different from mine or what your best friend's is, and that's okay. We're looking for what's authentic for you. I've actually, as a relationship therapist, never met anyone whose non-negotiable needs are exactly the same as anyone else's. For example, while 2 people might be wanting the same thing when it comes to honesty, one person might word it as their non-negotiable need is honesty, whereas another might label it as trustworthy. So it's important to get clear on those qualities which, no matter how much you deny it, you need in a partner to feel safe, secure, and happy. One of the best ways to identify what your non-negotiable needs is to think about relationships you've had in the past and what kept upsetting you, what kept being something that you would have conflict around because it was just so important to you. For example, in my own life, I discovered one of my non-negotiable needs is for a partner to be ambitious. That might not be true for you, but for me, I discovered it absolutely is one of my 3 non-negotiable needs in a romantic partner. And I discovered this by thinking about 2 long-term relationships I had been in with men who really, their job was a means to an end to make a living, and their career wasn't their passion. And that absolutely is totally okay for them. They have that right, but because I value ambition so much, it's important to me in my own life, I kept trying to be their career counselor. I would actually research schools and careers that they could do and print out information on it, get them brochures on different programs that they could attend and different careers that they could have. And ultimately they weren't interested in this because it wasn't authentic to them. And so I was upset and I was infringing on their views of life. And ultimately we ended up breaking up for multiple reasons, but that was one of them, is I wasn't going to be satisfied long term. And again, I want to say it's just a few things that we need no matter what, no matter how much we deny them. Another one for me is commitment. No matter how much I denied my need for commitment, I was never feeling safe in relationships with unavailable men. So I want you to think about those 3 things that you go back to no matter what. Maybe it's honesty. Maybe it's someone who's a good listener. Maybe it's someone who shares the same religious views as you. There's no judgment in this. It's whatever's true for you. So I want you to really think about, what do you need no matter what in a relationship to feel safe, secure, and happy? What are those things that if a partner encompassed those things, you would feel super lucky and super engaged, and you wouldn't feel like you're settling or denying a part of yourself? So I want you to work on identifying your non-negotiables. So there's 3 in a romantic partner, and then I believe there's 3 others that we need in a relationship no matter what. For example, I need people who value mental and physical health in all my relationships. So friends, family, if you have a relationship with me and we're going to be close and I'm going to feel safe with you, I need you to value mental and physical health because it's so important to me and the way I live. It's not about athleticism for me. That might be something that's really important to you, but I don't need someone who runs marathons or anything like that. I just need someone who wants to be balanced and live in harmony and really care for themselves inside and out. That's what's important to me. Again, what's authentically important to me isn't going to be exactly the same for you. So it's so important that you think about as well in your friendships or your family relationships, what are qualities that when you don't have it, you feel really resentful or angry or hurt. So maybe to feel safe with people in general, you need them to be trustworthy. So that would be one of your non-negotiables in all relationships. So, and then you're going to have 3 more for those romantic relationships. For example, one of my non-negotiable needs in a romantic relationship is mutual attraction. But I don't need that in my friendships or my family relationships. But in my romantic partnership, I need that. And so I have a free worksheet for you that you can download, the links below, if you want an easy tool to help you identify yours. But there's going to be 3 you need in relationships no matter what, and 3 that you need in a romantic partnership to feel really safe, secure, and happy and satisfied long term. And a part of you might be thinking, well, how do I find someone that encompasses 6 qualities? Maybe they're trustworthy and they're kind and they're attentive and they're good with money and they want to have kids and they like traveling. Like maybe those are your deal breakers. And I just laugh because we all just decide what ours are. It's the things that we keep going back to that are just so important to us. So you might be thinking, how do I find a romantic partner that encompasses all those things? First of all, I just want to remind you, you're probably, if you're monogamous, you're only looking for one person. And there are absolutely people out there that embody all 6 qualities. So I encourage you to start thinking about people you know that maybe embody all 6 qualities. Maybe you're not going to have a relationship with them. Maybe it's just a friend. But start thinking about times where you've seen those qualities in other people. You probably haven't experienced all 6 qualities in a long-term relationship yet, because when you do, that's when people are like, you just know that it's your person. And really it's because they're meeting these core needs on this fundamental, authentic level. So in the future, when you go out on dates, I encourage you to identify your non-negotiables, write them down, use my free worksheet, which is, again, you can get that in the description below. And you're going to start going on dates now to find that healthy long-term partnership, reframe dating, and get to that partnership much more quickly by going on dates with these needs in mind. And the reality is these people you go on dates with are either going to be able to meet these 6 qualities or not. And if they don't meet these 6 qualities, let's say it's 5 out of the 6, it's important to honor that as soon as possible in those 3 to 5 dates so that you can move on and you're not spending maybe weeks or months or years in a relationship that deep down you know you'll never be truly satisfied in, that you're denying a part of yourself. Because when that happens, there's only 2 options. Ultimately, you will break up or you will stay with that person for the rest of your life, but deep down know that you're denying a part of yourself. So to interrupt that process and date effectively, to find your person, I absolutely believe there are people out there who are perfectly aligned for you and vice versa. It's important to go on dates as if it's an assessment stage. It's an assessment period. The sooner you can call it, the better. In the past, I spent years in relationships that deep down didn't align with my non-negotiable needs for a variety of reasons. I wanted validation, I didn't want to be alone, whatever it was. And ultimately those relationships ended because I wanted to be true to myself. And when I started dating in a new way, I stopped with those investments of time and energy in those relationships that weren't going to go anywhere. And it actually led me to finding my husband once I was dating in a new way very quickly. I only was dating for a few months in this new way when I found him. That's phenomenal. I feel so grateful that that happened. And all I know is that while it might not happen in just a few months for you, you're going to get there so much faster to the person that's the right match for you when you're dating in a new way, because you're not spending weeks, months, or years in those relationships that really don't honor your authentic self. I'm super excited for you in this process. If you have any questions, please leave comments below. I would love to answer your questions. I am truly here to support you as you learn to date in a new way, to get you to that relationship you so desire, to reduce that stage of awkwardness. And again, I'm excited for you and I'm sending you so much love as you date in a new way.